Hi everyone, I hope you're all feeling okay. The story I've chosen for us today wonderfully shows the power of resilience, and we talk a lot about resilience at Mellors. See if you can spot it in this story. It's called Almost Anything, and it's written by Sophy, Henn. It was the sort of day for doing almost anything, and everyone was busy with this and that. Everyone except George. George didn't think he could do this or that, so George did nothing. "Hello, George," said Otter, "and what are you up to?" "Oh, nothing," said George. "Well, why don't you come and do some painting with me?" said Otter. "Well, that does look good," said George, "but I can't paint." "Come and try some dancing with us then," said Hedgehog. "Oh, that does sound fun," said George, "but I can't dance." Then Badger asked George if he might like to play skittles. "Oh, that looks smashing," said George. "Oh, only I can't play skittles." "You could help me fly this kite," said Fox. "Or try a spot of roller skating," said Beaver. "I'd love to, but I can't," said George rather sadly. "My paws are too fumbly for flying kites, and I can't do roller skating. I'm a little bit wobbly." So George did nothing. Now Bear, who had watched all of this, was as smart as she was old, and she was very old. She took a sheet of paper, folded it once, twice, and 3 times more. "George," said Bear, "come over here. I have something for you." "For me?" said George. "For you," said Bear, as she handed him a small paper hat. "It's magic." "Really?" asked George. "Really," said Bear. "If you wear this hat, I'm quite sure you will be able to do almost anything, even roller skating." "Oh, but Bear, I can't." "You can, George," said Bear. "Just pop the hat on." So George did pop the hat on, and the roller skates too, and off he went. Oh, Bear," said George. "You said if I wore the magic hat I could do almost anything, but I can't. I'm too wobbly." "Of course you can," said Bear. "You just need to give the magic a chance. Have another go, George." So George gave the magic a chance, and he had another go. And after a time, he found he was roller skating. "Hooray, the magic hat is working," said George. "I wonder what else it can do." George dared to try a little dancing. And in no time at all, he found that his footwork was quite fancy indeed. "Well, how about that?" said George. "I can dance." George leapt and twirled and jigged until his feet felt weary, and then he tried a spot of painting. "Hurrah!" said George. "I can paint." After all that, George thought he might try a little bit of reading. I think we should give him a marvellous me. "Look, Bear, look at me. I'm reading," said George. "Oh, thank you, Bear. I love my paper hat." And just like that, George found he was extremely busy doing this and that and more besides. Until... No! "Oh, Bear, the hat is lost. The magic is gone, and now I can't do almost anything." "Don't worry," said Bear. "The hat may be lost, but the magic isn't gone. You see, George, the hat was only folded up paper. That magic, that came from you." "I'm magic?" asked George. "You are," said Bear. "Just think of all those wonderful things you did with and without the hat. George, when you give magic a chance, you can do almost anything." "I can?" said George. "I can." And once George knew this, he tried ever so hard to always give his magic a chance, even when he was a little bit wobbly. And this picture reminds me of you lot, all those keep-at-it kangaroos we've got at Mellors. We don't give up, do we? We keep trying. And if you're trying new things and you're feeling a little bit wobbly, you could make a paper hat to get you started, or you could just dig deep, find that inner belief, that magic, because you've all got it. Stay safe, everybody. Bye-bye.